Hi, Colin and Powers. Hope you're having a good vacation. This is your video lesson for today. Three things I want to talk about. Go down the list, and as usual, if you have questions or need me to look at anything, be more than happy to do that. Be sure also to send me some video replies back. That way I can kind of see what's kind of going on with the technique and kind of where you are in the process. Otherwise, I'll just have to make just general comments and kind of assuming kind of where you might be kind of on the path. So be sure to send something back over to me. That way I can give more specific advice. And because sometimes what could happen is that you think like it might be this way to do something, but really the foot is off, and then we have to go back and like redo that section. So like say like if he's holding a guitar, like there's a little bit of an angle to it, or maybe his right hand is supinating rather than pronating in a certain spot, and I don't catch that. It's something that I'll have to go back and redo that step, which obviously I don't want to do that. So be sure to send me something back. That way I can kind of see what's going on your end of things, and also want to see how things are going. Well, cool. So first thing is a review from last week. Last week we moved from hands up position into fall asleep, just to kind of go over that one more time. Just as a review, always reviewing the previous steps. This whole thing is about review and building real good, strong fundamentals in the beginning. So we make sure we're doing all the right steps. All right, so as we talked about last time here, that we are in hands up position right here, and then right back here on the elbow in the widest part of the lower bout right here, we are going to let the arm fall asleep, right? So here, and then let that arm fall asleep, right? Back and forth, right? We want to make that like second nature, right? All those steps, right? And that way we can get into here, and then bam, we are parachuting, and then we are moonwalking. Cool. So this week I want you to practice going back through those steps, going through all the steps of the sitting position. In fact, I would even start from open the door and then making sure we shut the door in a nice smooth motion. You'll have to help him move that arm, right? A lot of the younger students, they'll kind of do this and they kind of scooch it in position. We want to spend a whole lot of time making sure that when he goes to put the guitar in position, it lands right here on the leg. The waist of the guitar goes on top of the left thigh, right? And then the tricky step, bringing it this way, right? Bringing it back, up, fall asleep, right? In that order. Practice that for me and review those steps. Like I said, I'd love to see how things are looking with that. With left hand, even though we have a few more moves left to go in the right hand, with the left hand, what we want to do is get a nice thumbs up. So I always tell the students, imagine that there's a light on the tip of your finger, on the tip of the thumb, and we want to shine that light on the ceiling, right? And we want to put that right back on the back of the neck right here. I'm not too concerned about like where it goes right now. I just want to get that thumb on the back of the neck, and you kind of want to be down here in this area. Later on when I see him next 2 weeks, because next week is Labor Day, we'll probably put a little dot on the back of his neck right here for him to practice getting his thumb up. So we take our thumb and we take light on the ceiling, place that thumb right there. What we're eventually going to do is we're going to have moons right here, right? You want to keep your fingers poised right over the strings. Even if we're playing open strings, we don't want to let that arm drop, right? Because you don't want to be playing an open string and then all of a sudden have to like kind of go back and forth like this. We want to have him used to keeping his hand. I play open strings, open G, open B, open E, open B, right? Even when we're playing open strings, we want to keep those moons up. But don't worry about that quite yet. What I want you to do is just keep that thumbs up, thumb down. And where you should be on the thumb is on the pad of the thumb. So you don't want to do what I call pokey thumb, right? You don't want the thumb to be poking to the back of the neck like this. You want to avoid that. You want the thumb to be straight up on the pad. You don't want this either right here. So keep that thumb up for me. And then lastly, the thing I'd like to work on this week is just keep on working tabletop. Keep on working the parachute and the moonwalks, right? Moon hop if you have to. Always knowing which one you're playing. So have him parachute, and then moon hop on the G string, moon hop on the B string, and then have him point to them, right? So hands behind your back, quick. Powers, point to the G string. There you go, you got it. We're gonna point to the B string, right? You got it. Go and point to the E string. Really be consistent with it. Don't let days go by without doing it. Because at his age, it's important that we're building Your stacking habits basically is what we're doing. You want to make sure to every day be doing a little bit of this, even if it's just for a couple of minutes. It's far better to do something for a couple of minutes every day than it is to do it a half hour once a week, right? Because if he comes to know, hey, it's just guitar time and we have to do it for a few minutes, and he rolls the dice and see how many times he has to do something, then he comes to expect that. It's like my son goes to a new school. He was not cool with it at first, but then we just stayed with it every day. This is what we do. We go to school. And eventually he got with the program and now enjoys going. So you just have to do that, some steps every single day. I would do at least something out here. Every day, make sure you're listening. Like I said in all the videos, and I'm a broken record when it comes to this. You gotta listen to this stuff, right? If he doesn't ever hear what Light LaRosa sounds like, we can't expect him to play it as the same way he wouldn't speak English if he never listened to English. He's like, here's a book on English, go read it. It doesn't work that way. Or let's listen to English for a few minutes once a month, right? It doesn't work that way. You gotta be surrounded by it. Cool. So please feel free to shoot me back over a video and anything you want me to look at, and I'll send back some notes. If not, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Take care.